Hi, very warm wishes. Good morning to everyone. This is Dr. Ketan Bhatt on behalf of SDFC Ergo, and today I am going to present critical illness policy of SDFC Ergo. So let's think why is the need of a critical illness policy? Since I have a mediclaim and I have everything, and why do I need a critical illness policy? So critical illness is a different general product. One should understand that. It's a benefit policy. So health insurance is into two parts, we all know. One is indemnity and second is benefit. Now, what is this difference between indemnity and benefit? So indemnity is where you land up into a cost of hospitalization, especially hospitalization, and that hospitalization cost is given back to you by means of cashless or by means of reimbursement. This is indemnity. So whatever you spend, that only is given to you. You don't get anything extra over and above whatever you have spent. Even if your sum assured is 25 lakhs, 50 lakhs, 1 crore, 5 lakhs, doesn't matter. You went to hospital and your cost of treatment was just 10,000 rupees. So you'll get 10,000. If you are not admitted, you will not get anything. Very important. If you are not admitted, you are not. We will not get anything. This is indemnity policies. Whereas benefit policies work totally differently. How do they work? So they provide you a lump sum benefit. Very important, lump sum benefit. So lump sum benefit is a benefit that on diagnosis of a critical illness or of a catastrophe, these policies or these covers pay you the sum assured in entire at one go. Okay. So suppose you have a 10 lakh sum assured and I'll end up into a critical illness. If it falls or if it is in the purview of the policy and the diagnosis is confirmed and you have done with your waiting periods and survival period, whatever is there, then on diagnosis of confirmation of the diagnosis of the critical illness, this 10 lakh rupees is given to you on lump sum at one go. And please remember, very important, critical illness policy pays only once. Once this lump sum benefit is already paid to you, the policy does not renew at all. The policy becomes null void. We call it in legal language null void. Null void means this policy does not pay you anything after it has paid once. So if you think that my critical illness policy has lifetime renewal, yes, it has lifetime renewal, but it pays once only. So if you land up into critical illness policy and you are paid once, you cannot renew it afterwards. Okay, and neither any company will give you a second critical illness after you have landed up into one critical illness. So let's go through the product and of course what are the sum assureds available and what is the adequate sum assured and all, and we will find out. So critical illness policy, as I said, see, very important is that there could be certain diseases where you might not be hospitalized and you still need money. So your health indemnity policies will not be covering this as you do not get admitted. Indemnity policy, there has to be an admission in hospital and the cost of hospitalization is covered. Whereas in benefit policy, it does not matter you are hospitalized or not hospitalized. There should be a diagnostic criteria which should be fulfilled. There is a waiting period that has to be fulfilled, and there is a survival period that has to be fulfilled. Okay, so I'll take you through what is survival period when we go ahead. Let's go ahead. I'm going to the second slide. And the second slide shows that a lot of treatments nowadays are very costly. So if you see a cancer treatment or a bypass treatment would go around easily 10, 15, 20 lakhs, anything. Okay. So this policy is extremely beneficial when you take a critical illness policy. Is to why is because when you get a lump sum benefit or lump sum amount at your pocket or in your bank account after the diagnosis, you can do anything with that money, right? So you can pay your pending hospital bills which you have not paid, or even other costs like modification of house. So somebody goes into a stroke or paralysis and he has to modify the house, he has to have a wheelchair, He has to, or maybe with that amount can be kept aside for some regular source of income. So anything can be done, or you, even if you can take an advanced treatment, go abroad, whatever you want, you can do with this amount, because the diagnostic criteria is not the hospitalization bill, it is the disease, or it is the confirmation of the laboratory report showing this critical illness. So when I'll go ahead, you will understand what I'm trying to say. Now it has two plans. So this policy will have two plans. One is silver and other is platinum. Now what is the difference between silver and platinum is that silver will have 8 illnesses. Your sum assured, although it's mentioned 50 lakhs, but for your channel we have five, popularly 5, 7.5 and 10 lakhs. You have these critical illnesses covered. So once you take this policy, if you take silver, it will cover heart attack, that is myocardial infarction, the first heart attack, myocardial infarction, which means death of the heart muscle. Okay, so after the waiting periods are over and you land up, or you have for the first time in your life an heart attack which kills your portion of the heart muscle, and it is evident by the laboratory investigations, ECG report, diagnosis of a physician, then you survive certain period. So there is survival period. I'll go through that. And once you survive, then the diagnosis becomes confirmed, and then you get the lump sum benefit of this policy. Second critical illness is coronary artery bypass surgery, where you need to undergo a bypass where your chest is open and you need to go into a bypass. So when vein or artery is taken from your arms or legs, and a rechannelization is done for your heart. So that is called coronary artery bypass surgery. So that is also a critical illness. Stroke, cancer of any kind except few which are caused by HIV are excluded. Stroke is when you have a bleeding problem in your brain, or you have a blockage in the brain and half of your body gets paralyzed and you don't recover even after 3 to 4 months, and there is a permanent damage in your brain. So that is stroke. Then cancer, kidney failure. Kidney failure when both kidneys fail and you are supposed to be on dialysis. Not just one kidney, both kidneys fail and you are supposed to be on dialysis and you need regular dialysis. You have to throw out your urine by machines because your kidney can't throw out the urine, and otherwise you will drown in your own secretions. It's called acidosis, so it kills yourself. Major organ transplant, when heart, lung, liver, or kidney is to be transplanted, that also falls into critical illness once the transplant is done. Multiple sclerosis is a disorder of your spine and brain where the sheet covering your spine and brain degenerates. There are multiple attacks of paralysis. You recover and you get again attacks. So there are two or more documented attacks in a month, and there is a total dependency. So it's a dreaded disease. If you see multiple sclerosis, there is no cure up till now found in the world. So multiple sclerosis is one dreaded disease. Paralysis, that is when you have permanent paralysis of both arms and legs or both legs, and because of an accident, and you do not recover even after treatment, and there is a permanent damage in your nerves, in your spine. Aorta graft. So this up to 8 is for silver, but if you go to platinum, platinum will cover 15. So my advice would be please go for platinum only, as it covers 15 illnesses. So aorta graft surgery, aorta is a big artery of the heart where the problem happens in this artery because it supplies to the whole body. And if there is a problem in the body, then in the artery, then you need to go undergo surgery. Primary pulmonary hypertension, the right side of the heart. The right side of the heart is responsible for getting your blood getting oxygenated in the lungs. When it pulls everything from the body and deoxygenated blood is oxygenated or purified in the lungs, if pressure mounts over there, the oxygenation does not occur, and there is certain criteria with which you get breathlessness and a lot of things. So there is a dreaded disease. Heart valve replacement, when your valve need to be replaced because of a disease. Benign brain tumors, so cancers are covered almost all, but even if there is a tumor which leaves a permanent damage in your brain and it has to be opened up and removed, which leaves a permanent damage in the brain, then when craniotomy is done, the benign tumor is also considered if it is a tumor, so not cyst or something, but a tumor which damages your brain. Parkinson disease, you have seen a lot of people having their shaky hands and all, but Parkinson disease, when it becomes very dreadful, it's before certain age and you are not able to do 3 out of the 6 activities. So 6 activities are that the tremors are such high that you cannot unbutton your shirt or eat yourself or even take bath, or you cannot comb yourself. So there are certain 6 day-to-day activities which you cannot do. Alzheimer's is same. Alzheimer's becomes degeneration in the brain. Parkinson's is because of a certain chemical imbalance, lack of dopamine. And end-stage liver disease, of course, when your liver permanently gets damaged because of disease. So please understand, when you go to the policy wordings of all these diseases, the policy wording clearly will state what is covered and what is not covered. Okay, so every policy wording or policy wording section with the disease will clearly mention that what is excluded and what is included. So critical illness is not just matlab diagnose ho gaya aur de diya. It's like heart attack. So there should be certain criteria as ECG changes, troponins and CPKMB enhancement. It cannot be angina where there is only cry of heart and there is no actual death of heart muscle. Coronary artery bypass surgery where angioplasty is not covered, only bypass is covered. So everything is written in black and white in the policy wordings, which says what is covered and what is not covered. Now, please remember, you cannot get day one cover in any health policy because these are not group policies, these are retail. So what are the conditions applicable to it? So first, we obviously we will check when the proposal comes in, and there are certain criteria of medical tests to be done, and underwriting guidelines where we will accept the proposal or decline the proposal, because this is a very important policy where lump sum benefit is given. See, if you see the first line, it says lump sum benefit payable on first diagnosis of the listed critical illness. So one shot, my sum assured is gone. If you have taken 10 lakh and there is a cancer which is confirmed, and we just pay off 10 lakh rupees and the policy becomes null and void. So that's goodbye to that customer. So, but I have to shell out 10 lakhs. Whereas in indemnity, you have to understand that it is only hospitalizations. My bill could be only 1 lakh. My bill could be only 5 lakhs. My bill could be just mere 50,000 rupees. But over here, I'm not looking at the bill. I'm looking at the diagnosis. So there has to be certified stamped documentations where it will be given to the insurance company on the diagnosis. So it will be medical reports, it will be lab reports, it will be physician confirmation. Now, if you have seen the first slide, a lot of diseases might, so I'll just go back to the previous slide. You see this Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and all these could not, may not land up into a big hospitalization. So these all things are basically on diagnosis. So basically diagnosis is important, documentation, lab reports, and medical papers are important. Lifelong renewability is offered, but once the payment is done, it will not be renewed. Please remember that very well. Now, first 90 days, nothing is payable. So if this person lands up into any trouble in the first 90 days, there is a lock-in period or there is a waiting period, first 90 days. But there is also a survival period. Now, what is the survival period? And why is this survival period in critical illness? Is because the policy is designed to give you a support for surviving a problem. If somebody is diagnosed with a major illness and he dies, then there are a lot of other policies which can take care of. It could be life insurance, term policies, what not, everything. But this policy is designed because living with a critical illness lands up into a lot of liabilities. Now, what are these liabilities? Liabilities in terms of finance, liabilities in terms of treatment, liabilities in terms of not properly able to do your job as you were doing earlier, your work. Yeah, after a major bypass, a major cancer, do you think a person who was working could be working with the same way from the next day or from even after 6 months? No, he has to rehabilitate himself. He has to go for an alternate work. If his work was strenuous, he has to revamp his life first, and family also. So family also, because there's a burden on family. If he becomes paralyzed, if he becomes vegetable because of paralysis, because of stroke, then his wife and children and everybody has to take care of him. So liability on family also, very important. So this policy is specially designed to support a person post diagnosis of a criticality, where money is required to support all these systems. See, Mediclaim and term policies and all will support when there is a death or when there is an hospitalization. But this policy will specially support, I'm stressing on this, specially support when you are a liability or you think there is a problem. Even finances go down. So your treatment is not going to be just treatment of hospitalization will be there. It is a post-hospitalization treatment also, where you have to change your lifestyle, change your things. Also, one more thing, your indemnity policies might pay post-hospitalization also till certain days only if you are hospitalized. It will not keep on paying. So there are limits: 30 days, 60 days, 30, 90, 60 for so 60, 180. There are limits in the indemnity policy. It just does not keep you paying. So if you have this lump sum amount aside in your bank account once the diagnosis is done and you have survived 30 days, it will help you on a long run also. Very important on a long run also. But please remember there is going to be a survival period. So if somebody is diagnosed with a cancer, after the diagnosis, from the date of diagnosis, he has to survive, or when the diagnosis becomes admissible as a claim, he has to survive from the date of diagnosis for 30 days. So if he dies before 30 days, the policy does not pay. So there will be survival period of 30 days, where after 30 days from 31st day, once the diagnosis happened, he has survived, everything is in place, a lump sum amount will be given, and the policy will stop or cease to exist. There will be also tax benefit under the policy. So waiting period of 90 days, survival period of 30 days, and there'll be standard exclusions or standard, you can say, which are there, exclusions or general exclusions, which we call in the policy, where any participation in any, so paralysis because of some hazardous activities like mentioned, like scuba diving, parachuting, or hand gliding, or rock climbing, and of course any disease like liver disease due to alcohol, these are all not payable. Anything which happens because of war or self-injury or suicide under the influence of alcohol, because of any well-known disease, so all this list is given in the policy wordings. Of course we have all these toll free numbers and all. Please remember, this policy is not a cashless policy. This is going to be only a reimbursement, so there can be no pre-auth or anything. It has to be reimbursement. Once the diagnosis is done with your medical papers, you have to submit this for reimbursement. Okay, so yes, if you are admitted, let's do it, or it should be done within 30 days from date of discharge. Or if you are not admitted, then as soon as the diagnosis is done, you can submit it post that, could be within 15 days or so. Although we do not follow stringent guidelines on this, but please do it as soon as possible once you have recovered from the, I would say, shock also, because somebody gets a critical illness, he is always under a mental trauma also. So of course, company considers that. So this is in short critical illness. So you have to remember 3-4 things in short. It is a lump sum benefit policy. It pays for only listed illnesses. It does not pay anything above the listed illnesses what you have taken, either 8 or 15. It pays lump sum amount. You have to have a waiting period, which is 90 days. You have to survive 30 days after the diagnosis, because it gets payable only after survival period of 30 days. And of course, certain diseases which I said, paralysis and stroke and all, there should be no recovery. So there is certain period also given, 3 months to 6 months, where there is a permanent neurological damage and there is no recovery. Otherwise, if there is a complete recovery where the all functions come back, then that might not become admissible. So there are cases where it happens. So in short, this is a policy. And of course, remember, once the payment is done, the policy does not renew for other illnesses, does not renew for that person. It becomes null and void. The contract is over. So thank you so much for a patient hearing. And now the host can take over for any questions.
Dear participant, to ask any questions, please click on the question mark and type in your questions. Mr. Bhatt, we have a couple of questions.
Yeah, you can narrate them, or you can speak, and I will address to them. Because I'm not able to see the, or should I stop sharing the screen? Just hold on.
No, the screen is okay.
Yeah.
The first question is from Saloni Jain. He's asking, will the policy cover if the cancer is from any stage?
See, that is what I'm saying. If you go through the policy wordings, there are certain cancers where stages are mentioned. There are certain exclusions which are mentioned, which cancers will not be covered. I'll give you some examples like tumors of HIV, or there are micropapillary cancers, or even Hodgkin's lymphoma in stage 1 and 2 are not covered. So point is that you'll have to go through the policy wordings, clearly mentions everything in black and white.
The next question is from Rekha. She's asking, if I'm diagnosed for heart attack and payment is made to me, can I take a fresh policy excluding this illness so that I can get covered for other illnesses?
No. Once the company has paid a critical illness, obviously this does not get qualified for again renewing the policy or taking a fresh policy. So company will not be giving the policy. So the idea is over here, you take an adequate sum assured. You can have multiple critical illness policies from different company also, and they all will pay in tandem. Please remember that this is a benefit policy. So idea is, if you find that 10 lakhs, which a certain amount which company is giving is not enough, you can have two different critical illness policies from different companies. But yes, the same company will not renew, neither it will give you a fresh policy for other illness. In fact, even if you have a pre-existing disease, you will not qualify for getting this CI policy. The underwriting criteria is a little strict in this.
Mr. Jude is asking, if a person also has a medical insurance along with critical illness, how does this work?
Both will pay. See, if you are admitted, your medical insurance will pay. Critical illness pays on the diagnosis. So what you are supposed to submit in the critical illness is the diagnostic documents, which means the medical reports, the consultation papers. If you are admitted, the discharge summary, which confirms and proves the diagnosis.
Okay.
Critical illness does not reimburse your hospital bills. It has nothing to do with hospital bills. It will only ask for copies.
Okay. One more question we have got is, does this have global coverage?
Your critical illness can happen anywhere in the world, because I am not paying hospital bills over here. You could be diagnosed anywhere. We need adequate medical papers confirming the diagnosis with reports.
We have similar questions from Rekha and Veena. They're asking, till what age is this policy issued?
Yeah, very important. So we missed the point. Please, all of you, please understand the entry age is 18 to 65. So the person who brought this point is I appreciate. And please remember, the entry age is restricted. It is not lifetime entry. The entry is 18 to 65. You cannot enter after 65.
There's a follow-up question on the global part. The person is asking, if I'm an NRI and diagnosed abroad, will the payment be done?
So usually we avoid giving NRIs if they are not here in India. It has to be Indian citizen of India or at least staying in India. But otherwise, after taking the policy, you could land up into problem anywhere. So that's okay. You will have to prove the diagnosis. Very important. The documentation has to be complete. It has to be in English. It has to be understandable by the insurance company. So clear diagnosis, clear reports. See, as I said, this is a lump sum policy. Even if your diagnosis has happened in India and or abroad, and then your lump sum payment is done. So after payment also, when you get this money, you can do whatever you like with this. You can go abroad for treatment also. But point is, yes, before diagnosis, or if you're saying before payment of claim, your documentation has to be clear.
Are there any medical tests to be done before issuing of the policy?
So there will be a certain criteria. There are certain ages where we have given a little leeway, but this policy has a grade which is to be followed. So there could be medical tests depending on the age and grade. That will be shared later.
Mr. Hariharan is asking, what is the premium to be paid and is it yearly?
It is yearly, and premium will be sent to you by the sales. Brochures with premiums will be sent to you by salespeople. And please remember, this is not a life insurance, so premiums will have age slabs. age slabs means your premium will keep on increasing with certain age increase. 5 years age slabs are there, so your premium keeps on increasing, right? With the increase in the age slab, that will be shared by the sales team.
Okay, the next question we have is, are diabetic person eligible for this policy?
As I said, this is a policy where we pay lump sum benefit, and we would not like, or we do not underwrite people with certain ailments. So underwriting criteria will apply, and diabetics are no.
I think that's all that questions we have for today. Thank you, Dr. Ketan Bhatt, for the very informative session, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah.